You look really sweaty.
I am. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in Indianapolis. My car overheated.
Yep.
I was sweaty too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's great about being sweaty though?
No.
Is that
I've never had good experience being sweaty. I break out and I look like crap. Like you literally said, like, oh, you look like you've been sweating.
You look great.
But I don't feel great. That's the thing.
But you gotta fake it till you make it.
I've been doing it for 28 years, and I'm doing a TV show in a backyard. I think I've been doing quite a good job so far of that.
I feel like whenever I'm sweaty, that's when Petey gives us the best kisses.
Which is like disgusting at the same time.
It's nice, yeah. But as soon as he's done, you're like, ugh, gross. But while he's doing it, you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Did that seem too wrong? Welcome to another episode of Lifestyles After Dark. My name is Cynthia Murray.
I'm Freddie Bourne.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy and blessed to be here with you this evening.
Yes, I am as well. I mean, we do live together, but I'm blessed every night.
This has been
That's what I get brownie points from the audience, especially those soccer moms and kids.
Oh my god, look at that wink.
I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. It actually
hurt. The wink hurt?
It hurt.
You might have had a stroke.
No, I didn't. I don't think so.
I
might have, yeah. I've had a lot of carbs this weekend. A lot of sushi. A lot of all-you-can-eat sushi.
Tell me your diet this weekend. Is it just been mostly sushi?
Yeah, it's been... So, like, in Indianapolis, there's a place called Watami Sushi. There's two locations, right? So there's one location on Broad Ripple, which is near Butler University, where our friend Elizabeth lives.
Yes. Like shout out to Elizabeth E.
Yeah.
King.
And then there's another one on Pendleton Pike, which is technically in Lawrence. But it's all you can eat. So it's a lunch and dinner special. The lunch special is like $13.99, and then the dinner is $23.99.
Dude.
Right. And so I went when I usually go every time if I play out in Indianapolis or Marion. I usually go. Mm-hmm. I usually go there for lunch. Usually I can't go there for dinner because usually the gig's at dinner time. But throughout the weekend it was lunch. I got there at like 1:30. Had about 9 rolls. Mm-hmm. That was when it was like roughly the $13.99, and then got my gig done at 9 o'clock. Rushed over there by 10.
So you got done with your gig and you're like, this is not enough. I gotta have more. And
well, I ate at 1:30. The gig ended at 9, so I didn't have any meals. So then I went back to there again with an hour left to open. So I would.
And got more sushi.
5 rolls and like 2 salads.
And we had sushi, today.
Earlier today.
Yeah.
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 You know wasabi. Yeah.
My diet this weekend consisted of so Friday I had a burger from a gas station.
Right. Shout out to the gas stations.
Shout out to Marathon.
All gas stations matter.
Yes, and then on Saturday I had a burger from Zesto's. Shout out to Zesto's in Evansville on Riverside, which freaking, I'm telling you, they have like the best burger on the planet.
Did have one, you and Nathan Blossel.
Yeah, we went there during the pandemic, yeah. And I had a gig at Rooftop in Evansville last night, and it was wonderful, and Cody Williamson and Nikki Sanders came out and saw me, and it was great. They helped me carry my stuff back to my car and put antifreeze in my radiator, because my car overheated this weekend. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm without a vehicle. And I'm hosting open mic tomorrow, and I'm trying to figure out how to get to yoga this week, because Mom is going to be mean if I don't get to yoga.
So we're basically saying to everyone watching this, because it's live, this is a live show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Completely live. If you can help Cynthia find a car, please...
give me one.
Yeah.
Or, help a sister out, man. I need it, I'm telling you to the public, I need a car.
All right.
And I need something that is going to not overheat and doesn't smell like cat pee. If you give me those 2 things, I can manage the rest.
Can it smell like dog urine instead of...
Well, I have a dog. I'm used to that smell, so that's fine.
All
yeah.
Right. Okay.
I can cover that with coffee grains.
And
is it coffee grains or coffee grounds?
I've said grounds. I've never heard grains before. Isn't grains usually like a cereal thing?
That's or
like grains and like breads and stuff like that.
I'm an idiot, so
because it's coffee grain. I don't know. I think it's grounds.
Let's say grounds.
Coffee grounds.
Because you ground up coffee.
Yes.
we've spent too much time talking about coffee grounds.
Yeah.
Well, who do we have on tonight?
So we have really one guest tonight, but I'm really excited because I really
He's so amazing that we have to have him on a full episode.
Well, I really wanted to talk to him. Like, I think there's some things, especially kind of talking to him behind the scenes, and I've known him for a while, but I've never really gotten to sit down and really talk to him. We got Josh Merritt on the show, and I'm really excited just to kind of talk to him, especially about what's been happening in the pandemic, and he's a great outlook, great guy, so I'm really just excited to have him here.
I've known Josh for a long time and toured with him, so I'm very excited for tonight.
Great.
Yeah. Well, keep watching. Stay tuned. We have Josh Merritt for a full episode tonight. Join us back for Lifestyles After Dark.
Our very next guest is a very, very talented singer-songwriter. I am delighted that he is here, and it is my great honor to say hello to Josh Merritt. Josh, I'm so happy you're here, man. You have no idea.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that you took the drive all the way. I know that we had our show for bring you here from all the way from your gig. You literally just had a gig before this.
Yeah, they picked me up from the helicopter.
Yeah, that's right. We have a lot of funds here because we don't have a network to work with anymore. We were just talking right before we started filming. You were in HVAC before this, and then decided, good job, honest work, and then went full time to do this. And you just said you just celebrated an anniversary, actually.
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, in August, 5 years as a full time speaker packer.
Now this might be a cliche question, but I think also something serious to ask is how has it been since starting out 5 years ago full time to going now, especially with the pandemic? How have things been?
That's kind of two different questions there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like before the pandemic hit, man, I've reached a point where, you learn as you go as being a musician, and you learn, you grow as a musician, and you grow as a business person too. If you don't have somebody doing that side of things for you, and so on the side of booking shows and trying to figure out that part to sustain an income, you grow on that side of it too, so you learn how to keep things coming in regular and kind of the time form of booking shows to where the calendar stays somewhat full, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So before all this happened, I'd gotten to a place where I was flowing pretty good, and at least had it was treading water at a steady pace, and then, but through the pandemic, man, it was awful, man.
Yeah.
As you know, man, for anybody that does what we do for a living, any service to the public, anybody that does work for service to the public, there's been nothing, There's been nothing. You can't get people together, you can't serve them, so it puts us at a standstill, man.
But you have been making a big service. I mean, you've been doing a lot of these live streams. And
right.
You were one of the first people, like, when things started reopening, actually going back to public spaces and actually, reopening your open mic at Milligan's in Owensboro, and then doing live streams, and then obviously making sure there's, precautions going with that.
For sure.
So how has it been now with the reopening of things? Has the climate kind of changed, both like in your mind and also just like what you virtually see?
It's been different. I see everybody adapting, and that's something that doesn't get enough credit, I think, is how, as much bad that gets put on this thing. I don't think society and people get enough credit for how well that they adapt, and I think that's what's going on right now. I think that business owners, bar owners, venue owners are adapting, and the artists are adapting, and the people that work there are adapting. So it's definitely different. So going back in, I think you guys have been back in since I started back, haven't you?
Yes, I think once or twice.
So
yes.
It's different, man. Like right now, like as far as like my open mic there at Milligan's, before it was just like I would throw the board up, and it was like whoever sign up, get you on. But as for me, I've limited it a little bit more. I've held it back to more regulars and people that I know, and people that I know I can trust to get up, and if something was happening, or somebody was to get sick or something, we could communicate properly about it. You know what I mean? So because those things are important. I had COVID. I don't know if you.
No. Wow. Yeah. I did not know that. Wow.
No, I got COVID. Yeah, toward the middle, and it sucked, but it was, it wasn't that bad. I got,
You got through it. I mean, you're here. You're here. So
I limped through it, but but in having it, the only reason I brought that up is in having it, I know how important it is to not get other people sick too, man, because it wasn't no fun, So
yeah. Well, speaking of kind of illness and stuff like that, and I'm glad you're okay. I did want to talk about something serious, especially how people are dealing with anxieties and stuff in COVID, and this is kind of something we talked about backstage. Would you mind sticking around?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool.
We got Josh Merritt here. Lifestyles After Dark. We'll be right back. And we're back with my good friend Josh Merritt. And before the break, we were kind of talking about. So first off, I'm happy that you are okay, especially during the COVID and getting it. But one of the things I wanted to say, and the reason I kind of wanted to extend this interview a little bit, is one thing I really admire about you is on stage you talk about your sobriety so openly. And I think that's a really big thing, especially, I mean, you're playing in bars where people are drinking, but like to show that importance. And something I shared with you just right before this interview is that I've been 3 years sober in January. I'll be 3 years sober.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So it means a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, during this time, obviously it's been difficult, not necessarily just for musicians, but obviously musicians that have dealt with alcoholism in the past. It's obviously you're already at this isolation phase where you can't really go out, and it's really kind of hard to like escape a little bit. I mean, for me, I've kind of struggled with that internally, even though I have a great life, I have a great partner, I have a great home, but you kind of, it's a battle that you are dealing with alone. How have you kind of combat that, and what is some kind of insight and kind of hope you can give some people that might be struggling with similar things during this time?
When I've first took this journey, as I've tried to get sober several times in the past. I've been sober for right at a year and a half, I think, and this is one of probably 13 times I've tried to get sober in my life, and it might not be the last one. That's something important.
I mean, that's what same thing with
to
me.
Say,
yeah.
But this time the thing that I did different was a good buddy of mine who had been through the program before, that I knew had been through this program. I asked him to take me to an AA meeting for the first time, and AA is awesome, man. It's it's the scariest thing. I don't know how anybody could walk and do that alone.
I've been terrified every time I've gone.
Yeah,
it's definitely an awakening too.
But having my good buddy Jamie took me to my first AA meeting, and it was awesome, man. It is terrifying, but once you get there and realize that you're in a room with people who share the same ailment that you do, it's comforting in a way. And it lets you know, you get to hear people's stories. You get to hear people say, oh, I've been sober for 6 years, I've been 7 years, 20 years, 35 years, and hear the stories that they had go on before. And it's the only reason I've kept my sobriety this time.
Yeah, and I think the same thing for me is like, I just wanted to have this sense of, I was hitting these rock bottoms in my life, and I knew that was kind of the way I was coping with it, but I would have to relive those rock bottoms, and then at that point, be like, well, I can get rid of it with this vice. And same thing happened with music. Like when I was writing songs right after my mom passed away just a couple years ago, I mean, it was using it and fueling songs. Have you kind of seen how, because I always find this interesting, is like, how is it being sober and writing and performing songs versus when you've been in that mind state of, with the alcohol in your system?
It was different. I had the same the day I decided to get sober, I had the most horrible hangover of my life. I was laying in bed. I had the hangover blues, you know what I'm talking about? Like where you're so hungover that you literally like are depressed sitting in it. And this article, I found this article, and it was about musicians who had been sober, and that had Steven Tyler was one of the people on there. Jason Isbell, who's a big hero of mine, was one of the people on there, and they were asking them all these questions about their sobriety. And the biggest one that came up with all of the artists they had was that exact question: how it was to perform, after you get sober. And every one of them said the same thing. That was their biggest fear of getting sober. Was that they wouldn't be cool anymore. They wouldn't have the personality. They wouldn't have the nerves chilled to talk to people or to talk on stage and stuff. And I had those same exact fears. They were my biggest fears, actually. And what I found is the same thing that they said in those articles, is that after you get sober, you understand that that's the alcohol talking, that's the addiction talking, man, because you know, you learn your way around everything. We're humans, we adapt, you know.
That's right.
So yeah, it's been it's different, you know. So it's definitely, you got to take. I took a different approach to my shows. The other thing is, my shows before, drinking was part of my show even at one time, like holler and swaller and all that stuff, which I loved, you know. Right. So I had to kind of redirect my show a little bit, you know, and it turned some people off at first, I think, but you know, you just roll with it until it comes back alive.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I'm glad you're staying true, and I'm glad you're healthy.
Thank you, man.
I'm excited.
I feel wonderful, man. I feel as good as I've ever felt.
And I'm really just happy you're going to be playing for us soon, man. Like, you're going to be right on that stage just in a couple seconds. When we come back, we got Josh Merritt performing some greatest hits. We'll be right back. Stick around. And now performing Honest as a Song, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Merritt.
It's been a crazy couple weeks. All I do is eat and I don't sleep. 6 months ago my head was big enough to fill the room. Now I'm living on the edge and wondering what I'm gonna do. Oh. Late at night my mind's away, thinking back on all my life's mistakes. Now I ain't been no worse or better than I've ever been, but I find myself reflecting more as age wears on my skin, And And now I know what these songs that I've been singing really mean. And the irony of that is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Remember, no one ever really knows you all along, but time will show us all to be as honest as a song. And I've been as empty as a tomb. There's no sunshine when winter comes to gloom. And I've come to realize the man that sent me all the while. Now there is no doubt about it, that I am my parents' child. Mind is cloud. And And now I know what these songs that I've been singing really mean. And the irony of that is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Remember, no one ever really knows you all along, but time will show us all to be as honest as a song. Songs that I've been singing really mean. And the irony of that is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Remember, no one ever really knows you all along, but time will show us all to be as honest as a song.
back to Lifestyles After Dark. It is that time of the night where we're going to give our quick shout out to a great business. This is More Music. What's going on? I hear some heavy breathing from both sides. More Music has really helped us through some hard times, so definitely want to give them a shout out and definitely go shop for some great musical instruments.
Yeah, I got
me do this.
I got my Lanakai ukulele for More Music.
That's
Shout
right.
out to Ed Sign who
go.
sold me that ukulele. Yes.
So as you can tell, we have a table here, which means we mean business. And the business is that we are here for the music challenge. It's not the music challenge, but it is a music challenge. Cynthia and Josh Merritt here. They were going to be trying to break a world record. So something I want to go through is that the record for the longest note ever held in a top 40 song is in the song "Summer Moved On" by the band Aha. This is actually, it was a big song in Europe, so if you don't know it, definitely check it out, but we can't use it for legal reasons.
It's my favorite song.
Is it your favorite song? He doesn't know
Beautiful.
it is. Beautiful. These two, we're going to be trying to break that record, and I will be timing it. They have 3 attempts to try to break the record. The record is 20.2 seconds, which is 8 measures.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so they both have been very, very optimistic about it. Yes.
20 seconds doesn't sound very long, but when you say 8 measures, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute.
Right.
That does sound like a long time.
So they're gonna sing together, do some harmonizing,
yeah.
and we're gonna see who can hold the longest. 3 attempts. So make sure you gotta get everything out. All right.
Do we gotta go like face to face, or how we want to do this?
Oh my God!
Okay.
All right.
We can
Just
try
make sure
this,
that we
yes.
can space it out so that
Close
way
my eyes.
CDC doesn't get mad at us for anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good
But we're
job.
outside, so I think it should be fine.
It's all right. Yeah.
We're good.
All right. Are you all ready?
Okay.
All right.
So what note are we starting off with? Okay. So we're gonna harmonize. All right.
Okay.
So you count us off.
Yep.
And then we'll start together.
All right. So I'm gonna count down from 3,
Okay.
and then I will say go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. $23.73. 23.73, which means she's hit the record, but maybe we can go longer. We're gonna still do 2 attempts.
think
Let's
we
see
can.
what happens. Josh, that was a good attempt.
was
You
my
were
number?
you were at 17.
Oh.
You were at 17
You were
seconds.
so close.
He was
Yeah.
close. He was
It's
close.
all- If
So
you
Bill,
breathe in from the diaphragm, like breathe in.
I don't want to talk to
so
you.
Bill,
about it.
Bill Withers' longest note in Lovely Day was 18 seconds. That was the original record before this song.
So you must beat
So
Bill
you
Withers.
were close to Bill
Almost.
Withers.
I feel like.
That was really good.
Like
All right.
It's good, man.
It's okay. No. It's not like a participation medal. Like I'm actually saying it was a good thing.
We're gonna try. We're gonna do it one more time.
Oh no, you got 2 more attempts.
Okay,
2
so
more
let's do it 2 more times.
Let's
Ready?
try it again.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna get worse this time.
All right. In
Me
3,
too.
make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1.
I got a mosquito on my back.
So I don't know if we can count it. You did get to 25.51, but you did say I have a mosquito on my back. I don't know if we can count that as sustained note,
But
even
I
though it
didn't
wasn't
breathe,
key.
but I didn't
know.
breathe.
Okay, all right.
No, I think it was what she said was in that note.
It was. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
we're gonna.
can't- yeah.
When you started tearing off, it was 25.51.
Oh my God, I did better than I did the time before.
It was in the.
Now,
it was in the note.
Will,
I think it counts.
now
Yeah.
maybe
I
we
think
should
so.
we should face the audience
For the last attempt.
for the last attempt because the air might help
I don't
circulate
want
a
to
little
do
bit
this
more.
anymore.
Can I hear you, audience? Can I hear
Yeah,
you
can I hear
guys?
the audience that's out
Yes,
there?
we have an audience. We have an audience tonight. We need this. We need
6
you.
feet apart. They are all 6 feet apart from each other.
Yes.
So it's all collective. It's actually a virtual audience. We have a bunch of screens behind us, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They're not real.
Yes. All right.
One more time.
So
Josh, we can do this. We can do this.
Cynthia's already broken it, but let's see if we can actually both get them there to that finish line. All right, you ready?
Right. Yes.
All right. Audience, count down with me in 3, 2, 1, go! $24. Cynthia Murray
That's freaking awesome.
beat the record. Guinness, not the alcohol. Call us up. We'll be looking out for you. Thanks again to Josh Merritt. We had a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right.
Great.
This is Lifestyles After Dark. We'll see you next time. Take care.